I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, starring Gene Wilder as the doctor, Peter Boyle as the monster, Marty Feldman as the hunchback, Cloris Leachman as the lady with a cigar, Kenneth Mars as the inspector, Teri Garr as the woman, Madeline Kahn as the other person. Young Frankenstein, containing such classic cinematic moments as...
Young Frankenstein, rated PG.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another Patreon review, this time for Lily Cross, and that's for the 1974 film Young Frankenstein. Now, if anyone ever wants to request pretty much any type of video, you either do so by joining my Patreon or sending a request directly via my PayPal. The links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. But Young Frankenstein, I would say it's one of my favorite Mel Brooks films. It's a very fun movie. It still holds up. It's done in black and white. It stars Gene Wilder, Peter Boyle, Gene Hackman, Teri Garr, Madeline Kahn, Marty Feldman. The cast do an excellent job. Of course, it's a play off the Frankenstein movies. And Gene Wilder, sadly, most of these people have passed away, which is very sad. They all did their jobs. I did extremely well. Gene Wilder, I was been a fan of ever since seeing films that he did with Richard Pryor. Like See No Evil, Hear No Evil is my favorite of his. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which that's a Patreon request. That'll be happening sometime this month. Silver Streak and Stir Crazy, which he did with Richard Pryor, just very talented guy. Blazing Saddles, another film he did with Mel Brooks. This one, he plays a relative of Frankenstein, or as he calls it, Frankenstein. And he's a doctor talking about involuntary pulses, and you dirty rotten son of a bitch, almost leaves the patient and he winces. That's an involuntary reaction. But if you do this, you block it, and then he knees him in the balls. But people keep asking him about his grandfather. He's like, my grandfather's work was doo-doo, and he accidentally stabs his leg. And then he goes off to, I guess, prove that it was doo-doo and bullshit. So he meets up with Marty Feldman, who's a hunchback. Perhaps I could help you with that hump. And he's like, what hump? And the look on Gene Wilder's face is pretty damn funny. What makes this film work is because of the cast. Like, the reactions they pull off. It's not too over the top. It's not too silly. It's real enough that it makes the scenes even that much funnier. Like when them and then Teri Garr, who's going to be the assistant, they're going off and they're talking, and they hear a howl, and Gene Wilder and Teri Garr's like, werewolf? Werewolf? And then Marty Feldman's looking at back to them. He's like, their wolf, their castle. And Gene Wilder's like, why are you talking that way? I thought you wanted me to. No, I don't. Oh, okay, then suit yourself. I'm easy. There's a scene where Gene Wilder picks up Teri Garr while Marty Feldman knocks on it. And he's looking at him like, what knockers? But then the camera's right on her tits, and she's like, oh, thank you, doctor. And it just throughout it, again, it's the interactions these characters have. Just the reactions Mel Brooks pulls out of them. And Mel Brooks does a good job writing the film. And the idea of shooting in black and white was a nice touch. To make you even think more about those old Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein movies. You have the guy who has the fake arm, like Son of Frankenstein. He's in there. He has some fun moments. Like he fucks over Gene Wilder during a match with darts. And he just puts him on there while he's not looking. And he has his arm go... And then Gene Wilder looks, is like... nice grouping. And he fucked him over. But then when Gene Wilder's doing it, the policeman keeps fucking with him. So you go to Transylvania because you are a Frankenstein. And each time he does it, he fucks up to the point that Gene Wilder's so discombobulated he has the dart backwards and he accidentally throws it back. I'm explaining it and it doesn't come off as funny because I'm not a comedian. But the way, the timing, the characters, the actors do their jobs, they do it very well. Like when they make the monster. Well, it fails. And then Gene Wilder at first, we gotta accept our failures and successes with quiet dignity. Then he chose the body. You son of a bitch bastard, I'll get you for this. Or when it's choking him, and he's like, 3 words, first word, said, give, sedative. Oh, sedative. And then Gene Wilder's ready to choke him. Sedative? But before that, he said, dirty word. He said a dirty word. Because the monster's choking Gene Wilder and he can't say it, so he's trying to get the other two to, first word sounds like. Or when Gene Wilder's asking Marty Feldman, whose brain did I put in there? Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal. Abby normal. Abby normal. The monster played by Peter Boyle. Even that has a sense of humor to it. And it goes through moments that you would see in the older movies. Like the little girl, only at this point they're playing like a teeter-totter and she flies off into her room and the parents are scared. Then they see her in the room. She's sleeping. The blind man, this case Gene Hackman, cigars, accidentally burns his fucking fingers or breaks his cup, the monster's cup accidentally. Madeline Kahn, she's in this as a fiance who just picked up by the monster, only I guess the monster rapes her and then she likes it because maybe she has a thing for it, or he has a woofer, so to speak. Because she doesn't want it. It is rape. And then she goes, at last I found you. Seen it. So I'm like, watching it in today's age, this monster raped her and she liked it. And then she fell in love and married him. The monster that raped her. And it's comedy. And it just, I didn't think about that when I first saw it. But I'm thinking it now. It's a bit, I don't think they would get away with that today. Where, I mean, it is a monster. And it did rape her because she didn't want it. But she learned to want it. And she learned to like it. Again, just one of those things like, I didn't think about that at first. But it's like, oh, shit. I'm trying to think, is there really anything I dislike? Not too much. I mean, Gene Wilder wants to show the people that the monster's not all bad, so they do a little song and dance, which I wasn't big on, but I didn't mind it. You know, the pudding on the Ritz. It's not one of my favorite scenes in the movie, but I could deal with it. You know, they're able to get some intelligence to Peter Boyle. It does end. It's probably the happiest ending that a Frankenstein movie will have, which made sense. I want to see if there's anything on the trivia. Let me look that up real quick. But I do know this is considered a classic. It's considered to be one of the better comedies out there. I can understand why. 1 second. Let's see. Came out in 1974. And yeah, Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder worked on the screenplay. Let's see. How the film came about. Mel Brooks says, I was in the middle of shooting the last few weeks of Blazing Saddles. Gene Wilder and I were having a cup of coffee. He said, I have this idea that there could be another Frankenstein. I said, not another. We've had the son of, the cousin of, the brother-in-law. But then Gene Wilder's idea was, what if the grandson wanted nothing to do with the family? He was ashamed of those wackos. I said, wow, that's funny. Little by little, every night Gene and I met as bungalow at the Bel Air Hotel. We had a pack of British digestive biscuits, step by step, ever so cautiously. We proceed on a dark, narrow, twisting path to the eventual screenplay. It was good sense and caution are thrown out the window, and madness ensues. I wasn't allowed to be in it. That was the deal Gene Wilder had. He said, if you're not in it, I'll do it. He said, you have a way of breaking the fourth wall, whether you want to or not. I just don't want it to be too much, winked at the audience. That was the deal. I wasn't in it, and he did it. $2.3 million budget. Released from 20th Century Fox. Made $86.2 million. So yeah, it was a huge hit. Huge hit. And it was nominated for an Oscar. Not just Best Sound, but for writing adapted screenplay. So this was nominated for an Oscar for writing. Did not know that. Of course, Cloris Leachman is Frau Bluther. Or Frau Bluther. And anytime they say her name, the horses go apeshit crazy. There was a 40th anniversary edition Blu-ray. I don't know what all the features are. I guess there was a musical. Didn't know that. It was on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs. Makes sense. But yeah, very fun comedy. I didn't do it justice. If you've never seen Young Frankenstein and you like Mel Brooks or you like Gene Wilder or you just like comedies in general, you like those old monster movies, you want to say a fun take off of them, or you just want to laugh considering the shit that's going on today, check out Young Frankenstein. Check out Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, some of those Mel Brooks films. I think you'll get a kick out of them. The cast, most of them sadly are no longer with us. May they rest in peace, like Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle and Marty Feldman. I don't think Madeline Kahn is with us. Mel Brooks is still with us. Teri Garr, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a fun, very funny movie. And I really don't have much issues with it. It was entertaining to watch again. So Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.